Good morning. Uh, Welcome to the search for the next UP Faculty Regent Nominees Forum. So, in behalf of the Faculty Regent uh, Logistics Committee, I would like to welcome you to this morning's forum. So, to begin the event, let's first all rise for our national anthem. Thank you. You may all be seated. To give our opening remarks, I would like to call on our dear Chancellor, Professor Michael L. Tan.
Good morning, magandang umaga sa inyong lahat. Welcome to the Nominees Forum for UP Faculty Region. I know that this looks very bare. No? Partly it's because this was very last minute, but the idea for this forum came up during one of the meetings we had, the vice chancellors with me, and there was feedback. Why isn't there a forum? Because it turns out that the forum is part of the faculty, the search for a faculty region. This has been done for every search except the last one. No? The last one involved candidates from UP Baguio and UP OU, Open University, and maybe because of the geographical limitations there, they did not hold a forum. But people were asking, why don't we have that forum? And this is why we came up with this idea. But admittedly, this was very last minute, no? And other things have come in. For example, the College of Science is having their own faculty assembly. So there are limitations here, but we're trying to maximize, try to overcome the limitations first by streaming this. So maayong buntag sa mga taga UP Cebu and for UP Visayas. No? UP Baguio is also tuned in, OpenU, UP Mindanao. No? And I'd like to remind those who are streaming outside that we can take questions. I think they can send it in, no? So we can take questions as well from them. No? So, yeah, I don't have notes here. I'm just looking at the run of this, how we will run this. No? This is actually my first time also to attend the forum. And as you well know, that in every search, for, whether it's for a dean, the chancellor, there are always ways to be able to get people to interact, and that's how we hope we can run today's session. No? Take in questions and simply seeing in person the candidates. No? I would like to say that Dr. Paz has declined for several reasons, but the letter was a personal letter to me, so I thought at first I would read it, and then I thought of our Privacy Act and all, but I think I should mention that he said that this was this was a form of election, a kind of campaigning election. He did not use the word electioneering, no? And I will have to disagree there. It is important that we have this fora. No? And I do not want you to take it against anyone if the person doesn't show up, because this was totally optional. No? But I do thank the two who are here with us today, Dr. Ramon Guillermo and Dr. Arnel Salvador. They will each be given 20 minutes, and then there will be an open forum. And it was difficult with only two candidates on who would be the first one to speak. We suggested Jack and Poy, which we thought was not academic enough. So we couldn't decide who would draw the lot first, because then that gives preference. So in the end, I drew the lot. No? And so we will start with Professor Arnel and then Professor Guillermo, and then we will go into the open forum. So I don't want to take up the time here. We should proceed, and I'd like to thank Dr. Ramos also for emceeing this particular event. So I will go back down and listen. And magandang umaga sa inyong lahat. Thank you. Couldn't hear it. It's the faculty search for a faculty regent is so very important. No? Because this is 2 years. I want you to think hard about it. It's 2 years. The Board of Regents, the inputs from a faculty regent is very, very important for academic issues and for faculty welfare issues. So it's a very heavy task. Whoever is elected will have to go around the country through all our CUs. No? Okay. I would like to acknowledge our AVP, Ted Arbosa, is here. Dr. Ted Arbosa. Our host is here, Dean Fides Cordero Tan for the College of Law. Maraming salamat. And a lot of faculty members are here. VC Fidel Nemenso for OVC-RD and Banji Amor for OVC-AA. Did I miss anyone else? And of course, everyone is a VIP as far as I'm concerned. Maraming salamat ulit. Let's listen to the nominee.
So let's move on to the presentation of faculty regent nominees. May I call on Professor Guillermo and Professor Salvador up on stage. So as the Chancellor mentioned, Professor Salvador would be presenting first. So let me introduce Professor Arnel A. Salvador. Professor Salvador has been in UP, service of UP for 25 years, and he has a PhD in physics from the University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign. So let's all welcome Professor Salvador. Sorry, sir. So please. Dito na lang, sir. Okay.
Okay. When I accepted this nomination, I looked at the BR meetings over since the start of the year, and going over the issues that were discussed. Yes, we have issues regarding faculty welfare, the rates of PGH going up, tenure. Tenure always shows up in the BR meetings. And then we have issues of expansion of UP. Some question was raised of how come we could not accept any more students, but nobody raised the issue that the faculty items did not increase in spite of the number of buildings that went up. So I stated in my vision of things that I would like to concentrate on. I'm happy to note that all candidates have the same idea. We have to protect, sustain, and promote faculty welfare. But the times have changed. We have somewhat better pay schemes, but the other conditions have to be improved. And I have a soft heart to the younger faculties. I've worked with them while running a laboratory for 20 years. As a director also, I've worked with the older faculties who are thinking of retirement and what happens after that. And those who are raising families and what happens during the time that I'm raising children and people are expecting me to get tenure. So those are the issues that we must be made aware of. Maybe the workload has to be factored in. That cannot be just all teaching or all research. There has to be a good balance. Next slide, please. And for the future of the university, we must have an environment that allows the faculty to train the next set of faculty members who will replace us. We should make it a point that we are not permanent here, that we should be replaceable, and that the university will not suffer in our absence. So for that, mentoring is very important. We must have an environment that would make it conducive for our faculty to continue doing research. The support infrastructure from the administration should be there in terms of faculty deloading. And I have seen faculty members who would do excellent research, but they do not include the students with them. It would be nice if you could do that. It would be nice if you could inspire the next generation. This is a life worth living, and UP offers a very, very good environment for them. Next slide. So the one is that we have to entice the brightest and the one with the biggest heart to give themselves to UP. Oftentimes I see summa cum laudes. Where do they end up with? How come they don't stay with us? Hopefully we could send a message when we look at the policies for the faculty that the environment that we have here is a good one. And they would not regret spending their lives here. Next slide. Next slide, please. Okay. Yes, and then also when I look at the BOR meetings, there are many MOAs that have to be signed regarding partnership with several government agencies, with state universities, and we should allow a way to give back to the community. We should have policies which, instead of hindering extension work, but actually to promote it. So that's the main gist of what I want. So down to the nitty-gritty details, because I believe the devil is in the details. Sometimes we say something, but in the end, the implementing rules and guidelines are really opposite. Okay, so next slide, please. Yes, I would like normally what happens, I believe, is that policies are brought forth by the CUs, by the departments, and the BOR discusses it. Sometimes the BOR would say, no, this is not a good thing to implement. And sometimes they would say, yes, okay, it's a good thing to implement. But in case it does not get approved, it would be nice if we could send back to the CU why it was not approved and how to improve it. And for example, I would like that we have the mechanism there for our younger faculty, room for professional growth. Loading, workload is actually very, very important. We have to look at, is the workload an efficient way for them to graduate and get their advanced degrees? I've seen many instructors having the same dilemma, 12 units of teaching load, no time for grad school, no time for research, 5 years, 10 years up, they're out. Sana mabago. Mabago yung pag-iisip na ganun. One way of doing that is also to encourage our senior faculty members to give the loading if they do actual mentoring to the younger ones. And also, well, some department would say, what's in it for us? I think we have some policies in place. We would like to improve that. For example, when the International Publication Award was put forward, I did mention that you have to give something back to the department that actually sustained that environment for them to publish. So they had a 10% cut from the IPA award. hopefully, for any meritorious work that our faculty have achieved, we should actually reward the institute that sustained that kind of work. Next slide. Susunod ho. Okay, so other things that are concerned, forward-looking, for the sciences, this is actually a problem. Mas maraming lalaki, mas senior ones. I asked my sister, bakit ganon? You're equally smart. But we realized that the workload and the policies that we have may not favor people rearing families, especially the females. No? Sabi ng colleague ko, ang trabaho namin from 8 to 5 sa UP and from 5 to midnight, taking care of the kids. Minsan, nagko-conflict yan. So how do we resolve that? If we are aware of that kind of workload, can we give a better schedule for them? Can it be instituted within all departments that this is one way to increase that gender equality? Can we give a different way of looking at tenure? If you ask a male professor 3 papers, 3 graduate students, would 1 paper and 1 graduate student be okay? I think that should be considered, taking into account the workload of our female faculty members. And then housing is always coming up, one of the welfares that kailangan ng faculty, especially when we recruit younger ones. No? Hopefully, the policies right now is tilted towards those who have served so many years in UP. I agree with that, but for the younger ones that we are trying to entice, can we give them slots? Why? If you look at their salary, mas maliit ang salary nila. Hindi sila makakuha ng utang sa pag-ibig, considering yung proportion ng salary ng senior professor. So they are in more need of the housing. Eventually, you will think of it na, teka lang, we're favoring them. But I believe that the faculty is an asset, and in the long run, they will pay back. It happened to me. It's happening to my graduate students who are now in the faculty. And I think that is the trend. The younger ones will be the one carrying on the university. Let's take care of them. And then clear support within the admin. I'd like to see when policies are put forward that we would like to expand and have this new program. We would like to have this other program instituted. Please consider the faculty loading of the younger ones, because you might be putting so much load on them because you have a new program to institute and they will not have time to do their thesis. Or for the younger ones who are going to set up their own research labs or going to do the research, they need time to build that. And if we have too many programs to be instituted, it's going to stifle their advancement. So it cannot be said that I did not get tenure because my department put so much load on this one. Rather, what we could say is, we gave you all the chances to get the tenure. We gave you all the benefits. If hindi mo magawa, then thank you. Next slide, please. So, yeah, it's a common feel that I get from the other departments. Hindi kami makagraduate. So, tanong ko sa kanila, how do you view your instructors? They're part of our faculty. Are they just there to fill in the need for the GE courses? They're more like cannon fodder? Or do we see in them, this will be the next generation who will replace us? So do we see the instructor position as a scholarship that allows them to finish their degree, giving them the financial benefit while they're doing their PhD or they're doing their master's? So something that has to be thought of by the departments. We're moving towards a case where we are where it's not merely an undergrad degree granting institution. We are being asked to contribute more in terms of research, in terms of extension. How do we do that? Next slide. And then, I understand, iba-iba yung situation ng ibang campus units. Some may not have the numbers to support the graduate program. But then, think about it. Can they start thinking about policies where they can become more than that? Eventually, when you hire faculty members, sana naman, the faculty members, they start with a BS degree, eventually they get an MS, they get a PhD, and they stay with that department. So how do we entice them to get the advanced degrees? Bottom line is, yeah, productive faculty brings in money. They bring in the prestige to the university and allows for extension and service to the community. So the keyword, how do they become productive again if we burden them with so much of the teaching load? Next slide. But then I always stress that sana the policies will be towards mentoring. I believe in the multiplier effect. Mas madaling we can bring about the change that we wanted if we have the numbers. I remember a time when I was being pirated by a company, and I said to them, if you get me, that's the end of the supply. You get my students, then I can keep on producing students for your company and for this company and this state university. Sana ganun. If we value mentoring, we can train the next set of people who will continue the work after us. Hindi naman pwede na tayo lang ang gagawa ng extension service. After 20 years, tayo pa rin. Sana may papalit sa atin. And the way we do that is we have to mentor. The faculty must be aware of this, and then the unit must also promote this kind of policy. It's sad if I am the only one, after 20 years, I'm still the only one teaching semiconductors. And I'm happy that I retire and I have 5 guys who can replace me. Okay. Yeah, kasi if you have students, it's a lot easier to do research. Mahirap gawin ito pag solo. If you have a lot of students who believe in you, madaling gawin ang extension work kasi kaya nilang gawin on their own. Next slide. So, and then when the BOR meetings come up, and then they ask for an expansion of this campus, no? Ilang buildings na tatayo. Sana consider yung faculty loading, right? And the welfare of the faculty must always come in. There's no point in expanding if you're just going to burden your faculty and they do not develop. They just become tagaturo ng English 1. Without them, they can't even write their own poems. And I'd like to consider for the administration and the policymakers up there, the faculty is the asset of the university. It is not the sinkhole of finances for the university. Baliktarin natin. You take care of the faculty, then things that you want will happen. But if you keep on restricting and saying, hindi pwede ito, ang dami-dami ng benefits, hindi pwede ito, humingi kayo ng sobra, we will be able to pay back in the long run. So giving that's my vision for this one. Issues of concern, still I'm happy when I look at the policies stated by the other candidates. We are for the same thing, faculty welfare and benefits, and make sure that it is not encroached by the university. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Salvador. Let me now call on our next presenter. He's from the College of Arts and Letters. I forgot to mention that Professor Salvador is from the College of Science. So our next speaker is Professor Ramon Guillermo. He's been in service same time as Professor Salvador for 25 years. He earned his PhD in Southeast Asian Studies from the University of Hamburg, Germany. Let's all welcome Professor Guillermo.
Magandang umaga sa ating lahat at salamat sa mga dumalong ngayong umaga at gayon din salamat sa mga nakikinig dito sa ating live streaming sa buong UP system, mga mag-aaral, mga guro, mga reps, mga kawani, yung buong UP community ay dapat interested sa usapin ng faculty regent. Para magkaroon ng basis yung ating discussion mamaya, ay babasahin ko lamang yung aking program para ito yung tutungtungan natin at maaring palilimin pa natin sa ating open forum. As a union leader, I have been at the front lines of the struggle in pursuit of the rights and welfare of the faculty, reps, and administrative personnel for more than a decade. We have had some successes and we have had some disappointments. I admit to feeling happy when I meet faculty reps and administrative employees who express their sincere appreciation for the benefits we have collectively achieved and the rights we have fought for. These hard-won gains were often attained through bitter and protracted negotiations and struggles. If we had not stood our ground on principle, we would not have won anything for the rank and file. I have sometimes felt disheartened by cases I have seen where fair and transparent implementation of existing university policies could have sufficed to prevent the unnecessary anguish of individual faculty members. I have spoken to many of them who are young and untenured. I have also felt sad when I see some faculty members genuinely demoralized by some policies which they feel do not give due recognition to their contributions, sacrifices, and wholehearted dedication to our institution. I've always hoped we could do much more for them. The Faculty Regent FR is a mechanism for bringing the voice of the faculty as a sector into the BOR. Even if it is not sufficient in itself, it is a crucial element in the larger and ongoing process of democratizing university governance. Although it is true that the FR primarily represents the interests of the faculty in the BOR, the FR should nevertheless also stand for the welfare and safeguard the rights of research, extension, and professional staff, administrative personnel, students, and the broader UP community as a whole. The FR should always foster close ties with the faculty and other sectors in the UP community and be accountable for his or her actions in the BOR. The FR should always take up principled positions after consultations and consistently and strongly assert these positions in the BOR. The intensifying internationalization of the university and the concomitant fixation with our place in the global rankings of universities confronts us with some dire challenges. On the one hand, it could worsen the tendency to academic individualism, atomization, and the fragmentation of our community, even as our campus becomes more and more gentrified and university governance increasingly corporatized. On the other hand, it could inspire us to work more closely together, regardless of disciplines, in a historic project to more deeply orient our scholarship towards attaining national industrialization, the emancipation of the great majority from poverty, and the flourishing of Philippine culture, arts, and languages. If elected as FR, I hope to accomplish or initiate at least the following. Initiate an informative and critical, multidisciplinary, and system-wide dialogue among practitioners in the humanities, social sciences, and natural sciences on university policies pertaining to publications in journals. We shall give particular attention to understanding the meaning and relevance of such measures as the H-index, impact factors, citation rates, journal rankings, among others. Number 2, study and propose additional mechanisms to encourage and support publication in journals by younger faculty, while putting in place policies and measures which can strengthen and enhance the position of Philippine journals, such as a Philippine Citation Index. Number 3, to continue the collegial and multidisciplinary system-wide discussion on general education, GE, and its importance for the university in the 21st century. Connected with this is the fostering of a dialogue on the theory and practice of outcome-based education, OBE, in tertiary level education, and in UP in particular. Number 4, to hold consultations with faculty, researchers, and librarians on the improvement of university library resources and facilities so that the UP can become an advanced research university in philosophy, the arts and humanities, the social sciences, engineering, natural sciences, and mathematics. This is quite popular at this point to have a dialogue with librarians. The next is to study and propose means for attaining a balance between the teaching, research, and extension functions of the university so that faculty members dedicated to excellent teaching and extension work can be given the due and proper recognition they deserve. Connected with this is the search for effective mechanisms and structures for promoting and enhancing interdisciplinary and multidisciplinary projects in teaching, research, and extension in the various CUs. The next is to launch a survey of university policies and practices on recruitment, renewal, tenure, and promotion across CUs and across disciplines, and to recommend ways to ensure their fair and transparent implementation. Such policies must, however, be accompanied by sufficiently enabling conditions for all teaching staff. It is also important to formulate reasonable policies which can assist the so-called renaging faculty in reintegrating themselves into the university. To study and work for longer-term solutions for the chronic lack or shortage of items for teaching positions in some CUs, for example, UP Mindanao and UP Cebu, and to ensure that the institution of tenure as a cornerstone of academic freedom in the university is adequately protected. Next, continue the work for enhancing non-wage benefits such as housing, health and wellness, and childcare. To ensure that the campus is free from gender discrimination and to work towards implementing progressive policies defending the rights of the LGBT community on campus. And to promote, finally, mechanisms and structures for democratic governance in the university at all levels and to look for effective mechanisms to ensure the timely intervention of the faculty and the university community as a whole in pressing national issues. So that's my program. Thank you very much.
Okay, so we now proceed to our open forum. As mentioned, we would also be receiving questions from the other CUs, and this would be moderated by our university registrar, Dr. Maria Teresa Payong-Ayong, and the director of ILCD, OVC AA, Dr. Joseph Ryan Lansangan. So the floor is now open.
Hi.
As mentioned by Dr. Ramos, the Interactive Learning Center Diliman had set up a facility, essentially a web page for live streaming and chat. So we will also entertain questions from the different CUs. If you have questions or comments, kindly raise your hand and approach the microphone, introduce yourself and the unit you belong to. You may also write down your questions or comments, and we will read aloud. Yes.
I'm Professor Corina Bautista from the School of Economics. I have questions to both of our nominees. Professor Salvador, a vision statement, and I was very impressed by it. I see that you're your basic framework is to try and find a way to make faculty member an attractive career path, which I think is a very laudable vision and mission. My question, based on what you said this morning, has to do with this trying to sort of reduce the rigor publication requirements for females on the basis of the fact that females have which we know. But on the other hand, I worry about sort of reducing the rigor and setting a different standard for women, because the other problem women face, is that we're never taken seriously. That when we make it to Professor 12, it's because of some affirmative action thing. And I've met many female scientists. Mildred Dressel, a physicist who was given an honorary degree at Brandeis when my son graduated, and the physicist who won the Nobel this year. I didn't hear any complaints. I mean, they somehow succeeded in life without being subjected to a weaker standard. So that's my only sort of discomfort with that proposal. For Bowman, I read your vision statement, and there's so many terms that that were in that statement that I mean, if I had all the time in the world, I could ask questions about. For example, in your presentation today, you mentioned that as faculty regent, you will represent the interests of the faculty, but also not forget the interests of the staff and everybody else in the university. And of course, we know that many times the interests of the different groups in, for example, benefits. Professor Salvador, to the extent that I think housing and for children at UPIS should be used to attract, recruit, and retain good faculty. So my question is, for example, Bowman, in the case of housing, I understand, and I may be wrong, that staff have a bigger allotment in terms of housing provision than faculty do. It's something like 60% is reserved for staff and 40% for faculty. A problem in that. So what are you going to do when the interests of the sector that you are representing is not, fully exercised? You threw many terms like internationalization, corporatization of governance. You want to have another discussion on the GE and the meaning and relevance of international citation factors. You want to create a new Philippine Citation Index. I mean, you can do all that. I'm just wondering why we need a discussion on the relevance of citation factors and what this Philippine Citation Index is whose interest is gonna serve. So I have this question about tenure and fairness of university policies and all that. I mean, who's gonna judge that the decisions and the implementation of policies on tenure are fair? Would it be the BOR? I mean, that's horror. I mean, yeah. I think the college knows best. Maybe for tenure, what you have to do is really set a minimum requirement and let the colleges themselves decide how to best implement the tenure rules. I hate to see a situation where the BOR gets involved in tenure decisions. That's a purely academic That's a purely academic decision. And I would want the faculty regent to guard the academic freedom of the faculty in that particular decision. So those are just some of my comments.
Thank you very much, Professor Bautista. Professor Salvador, would you like to answer?
Yeah. There could be other mechanisms where there is something like a minimum standard that we look for, that everybody should be able to achieve, whether they're female or male faculty members, and each department should set that. And what we could do is look at the timeline. We may allow for a bigger, longer timeline for people who have to raise families, who have extra duties. But at the end of the day, when people get the ranks, at least based on my experience, for those who have graduate students to take care of, it's no longer their problem. I hope the faculty also evolves in that maturity that you do not compare your position with somebody else. There will always be somebody who's going to be smarter. There's always going to be somebody who have more students, but concerned with what you have. And in our department, that is the case. We worry about our graduate students. We don't worry about the rank of the other professor. Hopefully, it translates to that. And I agree. Men should actually realize that there are biases that we put in the workplace, unintended, but maybe we have to start looking into that, because I have 4 daughters. I worry about how they will work when they work, what workplaces they're going to go into. But this is something that we have to consider. So just be aware. There might be things that we take for granted that apparently do not favor or actually work against or put the females not in a level field.
Yes, Professor Guillermo.
Maraming salamat sa mga magagandang tanong. Talagang yan yung mga gusto kong sagutin. Unang-una, yung FR sa BOR ay parang sa ilang mga pagkakataon, siya magiging pangunahing tagapagtaguyod at tagapagtanggol ng usaping akademiko talaga. Dahil marami doon sa BOR na mga miyembro ay hindi gaanong sanay o hindi gaanong malalim ang pagkaunang ding mga hangarin. Bilang isang institusyon na may napakahalagang papel sa loob ng lipunang Pilipino. Ngayon, yung sasagutin ko muna yung halimbawa kung nagkaroon ng hindi pagkakatugma ang mga interest ng iba't ibang mga sektor sa ating pamantasan. Totoo, nangyayari yan. At pangunahing nangyayari yan dahil sa kakulangan ng mga resources. Kulang ang mga resources. Halimbawa, kung housing ang pag-uusapan, kaya nga naging contentious ito dahil kaunti talaga ang mga bahay na pwedeng matuluyan ng ating mga kawani, ng mga reps at ng mga faculty. Lahat niyan ay mga mahalagang mga sektor ng ating pamantasan. Kaya patuloy naman ang programa at mga plano ng ating universidad na paramihin ang available housing. Ito yung isang kailangan nating gawin. Kaya nga yung mga proyekto dito sa malapit na magtayo ng mga dagdag na mga housing na aabot ng daan-daan ay makakapagpaluwag ng kaunti doon sa kagipitan na ito. Gayunpaman, meron tayong problema rin sa implementation ng ilang polisiya sa housing. Dapat, halimbawa, yung mga nakapag-retiro na, o yung hindi naman talaga tumitira sa kanilang mga bahay, ay mabigyan din yung pagkakataon ng yung ating mga kabataang guro, yung ating kabataang mga kawani na magkaroon din ng tirahan. Ngayon, ang usapin ng hindi pagkakatugma-tugma, given na may konti tayong resources, ang nakasanayan kong paraan dito ay ang pag-uusap-usap ng mga sektor. Hindi yung pagbabanggaan ng mga sektor, kundi dialogo. Dialogo ng mga sektor sa isa't isa. Dialogo ng mga guro sa mga reps na katrabaho nila araw-araw. Dialogo ng mga guro sa mga kawani na katrabaho rin nila araw-araw. Kailangan magkaroon tayo ng paraan ng pagkakaunawaan at pagkakaintindihan tungkol sa limitado nating mga rekurso at kung ano yung pinakamagandang paraan na makikinabang ang lahat hanggat maaari sa mga rekursong ito. Habang ipinapaglaban natin ang dagdag na mga housing units dito sa ating universidad. Tuloy-tuloy naman, nakikita yan ng lahat ng ating administrasyon. Gumagawa sila ng mga plano para sa mga dagdag na pabahay. At kung maging usapin niya sa BOR, susuportahan natin yan. Ngayon, yung isa pang mahalagang tanong ay kaugnay ng tenure. Yung tenure naman, tulad na nabanggit ko kanina, isa ito sa mga pinaka naging problema o lumilitaw ng mga problema sa maraming mga kabataang guro. At sinasabi ko nga kanina, doon sa program, kung ini-implement lang natin ng maayos yung nasa faculty manual natin. Doon sa kaugnay ng fair, transparent implementation ng ating faculty manual, maganda ang kakalabasan. Mas maayos ang kakalabasan ng mga usaping tenure. Wala tayong pinag-uusapan dito ng mga bagong polisiya, o pakikialam doon sa iba't ibang mga polisiya ng iba't ibang mga kolehiyo. Ang pinag-uusapan natin dito, nariyan na nga yung ating Faculty Manual Series 2, napakahalagang dokumento nun. Kailangan natin pag-aralan at implementahin sa isang maayos na paraan. Ang isa nga lang siguro kailangan natin tingnan ay yung pagtitipon ng iba't ibang mga tenure policies. Hindi lamang sa ating CU, sa Diliman na marami ring variety. We like variety. Variety is an indication of different ways of knowledge production, different ecologies of knowledge production. Kailangan natin maitala ang iba't ibang anyo nito, hindi lamang sa Diliman, also in other CUs. We can study them. And maybe we can have also doon sa mantas na yun. Bagamat, siyempre, academic din talaga ang tinataguyod ng FR sa loob ng BOR. Ngayon, ang isa pa, yung kaugnay ng citation. This is one of the most important transformations in life today. The urgent pressure to publish, and also to publish not just in any journal, but to publish in those internationally recognized journals, which also have an impact on the so-called international standing of universities. Now, we have to study this properly. Kasi kung hindi natin pag-aralan, yung pagkakaiba-iba, halimbawa, ng mga parameters which they use, H-index, citation rates, impact factors, for the different disciplines. It's an empirically observable fact that the ranges of these measures vary from discipline to discipline. Even within, for example, the natural sciences, iba-iba rin ang mga ranges na yan. So it's hard to talk about having a singular, for example, measure, citation rate this or impact factor that we can use for all disciplines. So there is a great variety that we also have to study and discuss. Yung ating mga faculty, a lot of them want to participate, want to publish, and yet it's not clear. What does an H-index mean? And what does citation rates mean? What makes a journal internationally recognized? Ngayon, ang isa pang usapin, halimbawa kaugnay ng Philippine Citation Index. I'm going here into the example of Thailand. Thailand is one of the most top publishers of scientific papers in Southeast Asia. Thailand. Of course, Malaysia overtook them last year. But Thailand was for a long time the first. And how did they do this? They're writing, a lot of it is in Thai, right? Because they have a Thai citation index funded by the king himself, right? So they have a Thai citation, which shows you that you can now monitor internal citations within Thai. So that kung nag-uusap sa Thai lang yung mga Thai, they still know, they're talking about certain very interesting things. We can cite them, we can refer to them. Whereas the international publication system, that's 99.8% English, right? So now, if they can publish in Thai, then they can also ensure that Thai journals have a greater impact on Thai society, on Thai economy, on the development of the Thai nation. So, isang mahalaga. So, you don't get out of the radar. It's important. Now, you can check, there's already a Philippine Citation Index and under the ASEAN Citation Index. But it's not being used. So, we have to be more active. We have to look at how we can encourage intellectual production here to be more dynamic, interact among ourselves, and make sure our research has more direct impact on our society. So yun yung halaga ng pag-aaral dito sa bagong modes of information production and dissemination. We have to study this very well. This is very important for us in this particular conjuncture.
Thank you, Professors Salvador and Guillermo. There's a reaction from Yes, sige po.
I agree. The citation index is not going to be taken lock, stock, and barrel. It has to be, for certain fields, you have to look at what it means. It's not going to be the same interpretation for all. What is important is our faculty is able to present their findings. Somebody reads it, somebody criticizes, somebody looks at the methodology and see if it's correct. I think that's the first step that we have to do. We have so many work, but sometimes they're not public. I know if their comments come in, I know I could take it with some weight. I just don't publish anywhere just to get a publication. Ganun rin siguro sa social science, no? They have their own way of disseminating, and we must be able to respect that. So, H-index, for some, it's a clear path, but for some, it's not. You cannot just take it 100% interpretation. For all you know, for example, may citation ka, 100, ang binasa mo, the paper so and so is wrong. So you got 100 citations, and people are saying you're wrong. Is that good? So we have to take that into very, very tricky interpretation. Mag-ingat lang.
Okay, I was about to read a reaction about the citation index from one UP unit, but the reactor decided not to share it publicly here, although that's public. Anyway, may I read one question here from the floor? Ano ang masasabi ninyo at posisyon hinggil sa kalalabas na resolution ng Korte Suprema sa pagtatanggal sa Filipino at panitikan bilang bahagi ng core courses sa kolehiyo? Ulitin ko po ba? So,
Okay.
Kahit sino po ang gustong mauna?
It's importante sa atin na malaman nating lengguwahe. When I went abroad, they asked me, what makes you a Filipino? Your nose is not like ours. Your nose is flat, right? So they keep on asking, how are you different from the Thailand? How are you different from the Indonesian? So it goes back. What is our heritage? What is our culture? I think it's important to learn Tagalog. This is a mahabang labanan to kasi siguro problema to ng K-12, nasira eh. But yes, I think people should learn our language, even in college. Sabihin nila, marunong na ako mag-Tagalog. Hindi ka marunong mag-Tagalog pag hindi mo pa nabasa yung mga nobela. Because there are things that you cannot translate in English. There are emotions that will never be replicated by another language. So we should include that. Pag-isipan na mabuti muna how we make courses. My take is sometimes even in our curriculum, ang dami nating courses, no? Kawawa yung mga teachers natin. And this can be learned in laboratory, in doing the research. You do not have to take courses for this. I don't know what mentality we had before, but maybe it's time to think about it. Why do we have 145 units? Dami nun ah. Those hours could have been spent by the student in something else.
Okay.
Para sa akin, malapit na malapit yung issue na yan ng pagtatanggal ng wikang Filipino at panitikan sa kolehiyo. Mas pragmatiko ang aking pagtingin sa usapin na ito. Pragmatiko, kaugnay ng ano ba yung papel ng isang universidad sa isang bansa. Di ba? Yung ating mga kaalaman ba na sinusulat, di ba parang meron tayong isipin natin, para kanino ko ba sinusulat? Who am I addressing this letter to? Di ba? Whether it's a love letter or some kind of personal letter, for whom is this letter written for? So, ngayon, kapag ang marami tayong ginagawang kaalaman sa universidad, sa iba't ibang mga area ng expertise, para kanino ba natin ginagawa ito? Mabasa lang ng napakaliit na bahagi ng ating lipunan na kaya magbasa ng Ingles, o kaya mabasa doon sa mga international journals. Hindi lalawak ang kaalamang intelektual sa Pilipinas. Hindi mapagpalaya ang ganyang pagtingin. Dahil ang kaalaman na nilikha natin sa loob ng universidad ay dapat kumalat sa buong bansang Pilipinas. Dapat kaya nating magpaliwanag ng tuwid at maayos ng lahat ng ating pinag-uusapan dito. Genetics man, physics man, biology man, o ano pa man, political science, sa mas malawak na populasyon ng Pilipinas. Yun ang ating tungkulin. Isang napakahalagang tungkulin. Kung walang kasanayan ang ating mga estudyante, walang kasanayan ang mga guro natin na magsalita ng tuwid, magsulat man lang ng mga pagpapaliwanag ng kanilang mga pinag-aaralan sa wikang Filipino o iba pang mga wika ng Pilipinas. Walang epekto ito sa mas maraming tao. Sila ay etcha puwera sa ating mga pinag-uusapan. Hindi dapat etcha puwera ang mamamayan sa pinag-uusapan sa universidad. Dapat nakapasok at nakapaloob sila dito. Kung tayo lamang mag-uusap-usap, ito ay halos walang saysay para sa nakarami. Dumadami ang ating citation rates, dumadami ang ating mga publication. Para sa ano? Kung hindi maintindihan ng maraming tao. Tingnan naman natin yung ibang mga bansa. Hindi ito problema para sa kanila. Di ba? Look at Southeast Asia. Just look around. Every time you travel, it's not a problem in Southeast Asia. In Indonesia, it's not a problem. In Malaysia, it's not a problem. In Thailand, Vietnam, etc. And you can see, they're ahead of us economically and in other respects, culturally. So, may problema talaga yung ating kalagayan. At yung pagbawas o pagtanggal sa Filipino at panitikan sa mga kurikulum, sa mga kolehiyo at universidad, ay mangangahulugan na yung ating mga estudyante ay mawawalan ng ganitong kasanayan na ibahagi ang kaalaman ng ating mga matataas na institusyon ng pag-aaral sa nakarami. Sa Germany, halimbawa, napakalinaw para sa mga German, ano yung koneksyon ng kaalaman namin dito na dinidiscuss sa universidad, kahit ganong ka-highfalutin, doon sa ordinaryong mga tao nagsasalita sa labas. Kahit driver, pwede pumasok sa isang lecture room, maintindihan niya yung pinag-uusapan sa loob ng German classroom. Kaya malaking problema ang ating nilikha para sa ating mga sarili. Kaya kailangan nating magpahayag bilang universidad. Mali ang desisyon na ito. Maliban pa ito, syempre, sa maraming mawawalan ng trabaho, bilang isang unionista, napakaraming mawawalan ng trabaho. Ano ba yung estimate? May pag-aaral ba na ginawa sa labor impact ng pagtanggal basically, alam nyo, mawawala yung mga departments sa Filipino, sa iba't ibang universidad. All that wealth of knowledge production, the institutionalization of professors, studying our languages and literatures, taking up PhD degrees here in UP. They will no longer have an institutional base. For the researches. Nothing, more will be produced. This is catastrophic, for knowledge production about our own society. Kaya I think UP, it's high time that we say something about this policy.
Okay, so we have questions from the floor. First from Professor Concepcion, and then Professor Manigdeg, and then the gentleman.
Hello, good morning. My question is in the context of what we call politica or perceived unfair treatment in the university, especially among younger faculty who are willing to serve in the university but are disheartened by the politica or the discrimination in the department. So my question is, how do you aim to address this, and how do you work to address and institutionalize the grievance procedure within the faculty? Thank you.
Well, all policies should be stated. There should be transparency. What is written there has to be followed. So the guidelines have to be clear. There is no ifs and buts. There's a gray area here. No. So to solve that problem, yes, younger faculty would like to stay longer here. When they join the university, it should be clear what are the requirements to stay long. And that should be defensible. Are you going to promote or further academic growth? Okay, put it in writing. Then if it's not in writing, then the the unit may not have a cost. I think it's just as simple as that. The problems. So, one way is we require all departments, all state down your tenure rules. And you must be able to defend that. Collegiality? What is collegiality? You disagree? Is that a condition for tenure? Some guy has a different idea, way off. But maybe because of this diverse background, new ideas come forth. Those things that are like in the gray area, what we have to quantify that, no? Then there will be possibly no more issues of, okay, this was politicized or what.
Okay, Professor Guillermo.
Yung junior faculty natin, yung mga kabataan, sa ating kasaysayan ay halos dahil nga sa partikular na mga kondisyon nila na naghahangad ng tenure, may mga partikular na problema, halimbawa sa pagtatapos ng MS, MA, o kaya PhD, paglalathala ng kanilang mga artikulo sa mga journal, no? Mga malino na issue yan, they almost constitute a sector in our university. Kaya nga nung junior faculty pa nga ako, ay may mga initiatives kami na magsama-sama ang mga junior faculty. Pag-usapan na aming mga shared issues at gumawa ng paraan, magkaroon ng tinig, kumbaga, sa ating universidad. Dahil nga ang tenure ng mga ito, at medyo mahiyain pa, nahihirapan sila na isa-isa, individual, na magkaroon ng mga posisyon. Pero pag nagsama-sama sila, nagkakaroon sila ng lakas. Kaya yung isang panawagan pa rin natin sa ating mga junior faculty, kailangan magsama-sama tayo, mag-share. Let's share notes, our problems, Let's try to make the university an enabling environment. Help each other, achieve the best in our scholarship that we can together. Ngayon, kapag nagsama-sama pa ang ating mga kabataang guro, may posibilidad na mas pakinggan sila. Lalo na doon sa usapin ng pagpapatupad ng mga simpleng mga polisiya din lang, kaugnay ng tenure na nasa ating mga faculty manual. Kung aware ang ating mga kabataang guro doon sa mga partikular na mga nilalaman ng ating faculty manual, kaya nilang i-argue ito. If they're aware, that's already some kind of power. And this power, will prevent abuse. Abuse. I'm just talking about abuse. Na sometimes policies aren't followed very faithfully or transparently. Kaya yung panawagan natin sa mga junior faculty, siguro may panahon na rin naman ulit na tayo ay mag-usap-usap, kayo pala ay mag-usap-usap, at napakahalaga, kami ay upo dyan, makikinig. Hanapin natin kung ano yung mga lunas sa mga problema na ito.
Okay, next, Professor Manigdeg.
Magandang umaga po. Gusto ko lang sanang i-quantify yung tenure para medyo mas malinaw sa atin. Yung sa assistant professor, 3 taon yon, associate 2, professor 1. So, ang tanong ko pwede ba yung i-extend yung time frame? Considering that if the faculty has already submitted a paper in a journal. Okay. So, baka pwede munang i-extend yung kanyang pagiging tenure. Ang patakaran kasi dito is wala tayong control dun sa publisher. Yeah. It may take them 2 years to do that or 1 year to do that. In the meantime, tatanggalin natin yung faculty natin muna kasi hindi siya matenure. Parang walang compassion, ang dami mo nang ibinigay sa kanya, sinabi mo kanina, overloaded yung faculty, pero ayaw natin i-extend kahit man lang 1 taon o kaya 2 taon sa paraan na wala naman tayong control. So the other way around is, maybe we can help our local publisher to be an ISI or Scopus, diba? Or peer-reviewed. Para at least, medyo makikita natin kung gaano kadalas yung pwede natin i-implement. Yun po yung unang punto. Yung pangalawa, gusto ko sanang makita nyo yung pagkakaiba ng cost of living allowance. pantay-pantay po tayo from Mindanao to Baguio. Pero alam nyo naman na mas mahal ang Diliman and Manila. Baka po pwedeng dagdagan yung kula ng Manila and Diliman. And the other way around, maybe we can synchronize or align our ranking system with SUC. Kasi po yung Professor 6 nila, parehas lang yung sweldo sa Professor 12 eh. Pero mas malaki ang hinihingi mo sa Professor 12. Di po ba? Para bang sinabi mo, sikat pa lang UP pero mababa sweldo. Maraming kailangan. Pero kung yun ang gusto natin, then so be it, di ba? Pero kailangan lang siguro matignan yon para makita natin kung paano natin gagalawin ng konti yung wage benefit para sa mga faculty natin. Ito ay available naman lahat ito. Wala nang kailangan tignan na mechanism or law. It's just a matter of looking at on the situation. Yung pangatlo po, sa wage din ito, no? Or honorarium. Yung mga ibang unit ng government, they have their own mandate. UP, meron din. Pero pag kinukuha ng UP, yung mga resource person or researcher, napakababa naman po yung honoraria. Hindi talaga competitive sa ating stature. So, ang mangyayari ngayon, either they will get yung medyo mababa ang kalidad, or ayaw na faculty member gumawa doon sa mga gawin nila. Baka ho, pwedeng matignan po yon. Salamat po.
Tenure issue of this 2 or 3 years. Siguro kailangan pag-aralan talaga, no? 2 years, 3 years to get a tenure. Ano yung basihan ng 2 taon? Ano yung basihan ng 3 taon? Maybe UP should be able to set its own standard, and then that is doable. Kasi baka mamaya 2 years, we followed the 2 years because that was the standard of the government. But we are expected to advance knowledge, and it will not take 2 years. It doesn't take 2 years, no? So yun, pag-aralan muna yung 2 or 3 years. I think that's very limiting. No, kawawa yung mga pumapasok sa atin. So, somebody said, well, the only solution for this one is you do not develop faculty. You hire developed faculty. You hire them on their PhD. Don't hire them on their MS, because that tenure rule is very, very restrictive. The chances of success for that one is so low. So we may have to study that. No, pag-aralan muna natin to. Baka hindi talaga kaya. Ang daming exemption na sa BUR. Pag nakita mo yung minutes, asking for exemption. Bakit? Why can't they attain the requirements? Because the workload, because the number of years was not studied well. So yun, pag-aralan muna po yun. And then in some departments, pumapasok ko yung mentoring. Paano yung mga assistant professors na may masters, paano sila nagpi-PhD? Sino ang advisor nila? Yung advisor ba nila ay by name only? We should start looking at how these units perform. No? It doesn't mean that if you have a tenure, then you could do whatever you want. Yes, you could do, but maybe there are ways to promote or to give benefits to those who actually do the hard work of making sure that these junior faculty get their degree. We cannot fire the tenured ones, but okay, give a chair to those who perform. So that's my take on that. Yung salary ho, yes, we could always fight for this. Sabi ko nga the admin should not think of the faculty as a financial stakeholder. We bring money to the university. That is our bargaining chip. And we could always have many showcase. Pag tinignan mo sa BOR resolution, ang daming MOA with this agency. Sino nagdala ng pera? Isang faculty. But how much do we get in return? Okay? I think we could also, for some, they have actually done some remedial. Diba? May 1 UP chair, may Centennial chair, sana dumami pa, no? Yun lang nga, no? Change the mindset. Hindi tayo unproductive, na it's an entity that always causes financial drain to UP. Change that. I hope I could change that mindset. We bring money to the university.
Ito pinano ng tenure, no? A lot of available full-time PhD scholarships, di ba? Mas mabilis maka-generate ng mga PhD. May mga iba naman nahihirapan. At ganyan din, halimbawa, sa malalayong mga CU natin, halimbawa sa Tacloban, o kaya Mindanao, medyo mahirap, yung ilang mga requirements na maabot ng ganun-ganun lamang. Yung halimbawa, kung papasok tayo sa UP na lateral, di ba? Lateral entry, 3 taon ang ibibigay sa atin, kunyari, para sa pag-tenure, yung karaniwan. Unang taon ay, ang gagawin ng ating kakapasok na guro, magsisikap magpakagaling sa pagtuturo. Unang taon, nag-a-adjust siya, gumagawa ng mga syllabus, talagang naghahanda araw-araw. Ikalawang taon, ihanda niya na yung kanyang publication. Diba? Dahil may konti ng kasanayan sa pagtuturo. Kanyang dissertation, gumagawa na siya ng, halimbawa, article from that. Pagkatapos ng 1 taon ng pag-isikap na magsulat ng isang artikulo, isasabit niya sa journal. On the end of the 2nd year or on the beginning of the 3rd year. Tingin niyo lalabas kaagad yung kanyang article? No. Diba? Yung journal, may mga mahabang nakapila dyan. Madalas. Kaya lalampas yan. Lalampas. Kaya nga may mga nagsasabi, kulang yata yung ganong period. Kaya halos sa BOR ay laging may mga kahilingan para sa extension. At yan naman ay inaaprubahan ng BOR. Halos regular na ngang gawain ng BOR ang pag-extend ng ating mga guro. Kung may ganyang kondisyon naman, na meron naman siyang letter of acceptance doon sa journal, ay dapat hindi naman maging mahigpit na. Dapat wag nang pahirapan yung ating mga guro na mabigyan lamang ng pagkakataon pa na makitang lumabas yung kanyang artikulo para ma-consider for tenure. Nangyayari nga lang yung very difficult case sometimes when the journal itself doesn't come out at all.
Yung sinasabi mo, marami tayong nakuha, pero sa lahat yan pare-parehas. Yung issue ko lang sa living allowance, alam naman natin, Manila at Diliman ay napakataas. So, baka naman pwedeng dagdagan. Pwede kaya yon?
Pag-usapan, pag-aralan ang posibilidad na ito. Halimbawa, yung ibang mga campus din, sabihin nila dati may hardship aspect sa pagiging medyo malayo ng ibang mga campus. Yung sabihin ng cost of living natin ay isang konkretong usapin. At sa tingin ko magagawa natin ito kapag upuan natin, tingnan natin talaga empirically ano yung mga kailangang adjustments o pwedeng maipanukalang adjustments kung meron man. At ayun, pwede nating maihapag. Ang mahalaga ay nakabatay sa datos yung ating usapin at magkaroon tayo ng magandang pagkakabalangkas ng proposal para hindi maramdaman ng iba nating mga CU kumbaga na hindi pinapahalagahan ng ganun din yung kanilang mga naiaambag sa ating institusyon. Maging realistiko, maging tapat doon sa hard facts nitong locational issues, as you mentioned.
Yeah, kailangan pag-aralan. Kasi hindi dapat tayo nagkakaroon ng inggitan. They perform similar functions to us kung nasa Diliman tayo. Minsan, intindihin rin natin sila, no? Yung anak nila nasa Maynila. So, yung gastos na sasabihin natin hindi imbalance, they also feel it because they're sending their children here. Bottom line, yes, we have always to look for ways to make it worth our faculty's while to stay in UP. But yun nga, we also have to look at the finances. Kung hindi kaya, let's look at other benefits that we could think of. I mean, the 14-month pay was actually a good help to us. But sa lahat ng gobyerno, meron natin. It's a good thing. Other ways, pag-aralan. And then that would push also the higher-ups to think, again, hindi tayo gastusin. We bring wealth to the university, find ways to keep us happy.
Okay, thank you. Before I call on Professor Ramota of UP Manila and Professor Torrecampo of UP Diliman, I would just like to read a comment from UP Mindanao, from Miss Elizabeth, from the College of Humanities and Social Sciences. I am impressed by both nominees. Was wondering what their takes are regarding the Supreme Court decision removing panitikan from the list of core subjects. So this was addressed earlier. And there's another question here for Dr. Arnel Salvador. We talk often of gender equality, but maybe the real focus should be gender parity and equity, whereby it may not always be and can be equal, but is always fair. How can this really be effected? That's question number 1 for Dr. Salvador. Question number 2 is, we highlight after the issue of faculty welfare and benefits. What about the issue of faculty responsibility and accountability? For both issues, 1 and 2, can you please give concrete or clear examples, even if hypothetical, on how to go about implementing this? And then 2 questions for Dr. Guillermo. Number 1, what is the focal point or question that the forum on OBE should resolve? And number 2, what can be done to provide parity for cis-sex people when the focus and opportunities are mostly for LGBTQ?
Sorry,
Siguro pwede namang mauna si Prof. Guillermo this time.
Okay, di ko gaano maintindihan yung handwriting pero sorry. So, doon sa number 1, doon sa outcome-based education, Siyempre, isa ito sa matunog na mga kumbaga teorya sa larangang pang-edukasyon na patuloy nating ipinapatupad, tinatalakay dito sa universidad. Gayunpaman sa aking palagay ay kailangang palalimin natin yung ating diskusyon tungkol sa OBE. Kaugnay ng tagline nitong filosofiya, filosofiya. Kailangan malaman natin yung impact halimbawa hindi lamang sa pangkalahatan sa edukasyon, kundi sa iba't ibang mga larangan din. Halimbawa, ano ba yung mga philosophical na konsiderasyon ng OBE sa pag-aaral ng filosofiya, panitikan, wika, o kaya sa mga usaping pangkultura, sa usapin ng paglikha. Ano yung naibibigay sa atin ng OBE na wala doon sa dati ng ginagawa ng ating universidad? O umaayon lang tayo sa OBE dahil ito ay kumbaga bahagi ng tinatawag nating standardization, Yun lang ba yung pinag-uusapan natin? Kahit pa standardization ang pinag-uusapan natin, kinakailangang malinaw sa ating institusyon kung ano yung implikasyon nito sa atin bilang mga edukador. Kaya ako, halimbawa, isang matagal na ring nagtuturo sa universidad. Iniisip ko, ano ba yung maiaambag pa o ano naiiba kapag OBE? At kapag doon sa dati na nating ginagawa na pag-isikap na magkaroon ng sapat na edukasyon, na malinaw at mapagpalaya para sa ating mga mag-aaral. Ngayon sa ikalawang tanong ay medyo nahirapan ako doon sa pagkakasulat. Hindi ko ganong makuha. Bagamat ito ay nakatuon doon sa usapin ng LGBT. At although, hindi ko makuha yung... sorry. Yung, baka makita ko, baka magtindi ako mamaya. Tapos balikan natin.
Doon sa issue ng gender parity, I think ang sagot ko dyan is there is still a minimum criteria that has to be achieved. And that the person who gets promoted because of that criteria should be proud of that accomplishment. Hindi dahil ay binabaan. No? We always look at it that once you get tenure, that's not the end of your academic life. We actually, hopefully the policy should be like this. Once you get tenured, more is expected from you. You do not have to worry at night if you will have a job tomorrow. Unlike the untenured ones. Can you do more? Can you can you advise students? No? Really advising. No? Can you bring grants? Masakit na ulo yan, no? Especially accounting, SPM. But can you do that so that the younger ones will have a chance to be able to advance their degree? So, when we feel that a female faculty member has achieved the minimum standards, doesn't stop there. We would like, or we would put up an environment for them to go further. Now, doon sa responsibilities nung faculty, same thing. Maybe when we look at the promotion, no, it also has to be based on outputs. Ilan ba ang pinagraduate mo? That should count. Ilan ang publication mo with a student, hindi solo flight. Kasi it has more weight. You die, you carry your knowledge to yourself. But if you publish with somebody else, you die, somebody else will carry it on. So, yung mga ganong criteria dapat ipapasok dun sa promotion to assure that the faculty will always be doing or giving the best of what they have. Teaching, meron naman tayong criteria for teaching, no? Hindi naman pwedeng dapat laging absent kasi tenured na, no? That should also be enforced. We should have policies that would actually penalize those who do not perform their duties because of the sake that I have other things to do. Teaching is important because that's where you will get your graduate students. That's where you will inspire the students to stay in your course. So it is an important part of mentoring. And I think it should be clear to all units that how are we going to prioritize all of this. Dapat malinaw yung promotion points. And then it would reflect the goal of that department. Kung gusto nyo, we would like to be a center of excellence in so many years. How many PhDs and MS are you going to produce? If you have senior faculty members who are not advising, that's also a concern kasi paano matutulungan yung bata? Goes back again, what benefits are we going to give to people who actually deliver? And nung time ko, ganito yung isip ko eh. If I bring in a grant, pwede ba patusin na ng OVCRD, bigyan niya ako ng matching fund? Malaki naman binigay ko eh. OVCRD, bibigay, ganito lang. Some faculty might think of that schemes, no? Give benefits to people who produce. Then, that would encourage them. Tapos makikita nung junior faculty, this is how it is in the university. It's not like tenure and that's it. Tapos na ang buhay. Hindi. Tenure plus more.
Okay.
The question was about, am I giving undue privilege to the LGBT community? No? Ang sagot ko dito is that our university should strive to provide a safe, enabling, and progressive environment for the LGBTQ community. That's my point. They face discrimination, abuse, and oppression. That's what the university as a progressive institution should struggle against. This should not happen within the university. And going outside the university should also propagate values which protect their rights and welfare. Yun lang naman. Wala naman ako sinasabi na, kumbaga, yun nga, parang dagdag na mga karapatan o dagdag na lalampas pa doon sa karaniwang mga faculty o guro natin.
Okay, thank you. Professor Ramota? And then Professor Torrecampo.
Magandang umaga po sa ating lahat mula po sa UP Manila. Maraming salamat po kay Dr. Salvador at Dr. Guillermo sa pagpapaunlak sa forum na ito. Napakahalaga talaga yung face-to-face na interaction at yung actual na pagsagot kasi mababasa naman natin yung program of action sa kayong mga CVs pero mas mahalaga yung actual na pagsagot sa mga live na mga questions na binabato maging online. Kaya nakakalungkot na hindi nakasama yung isa nating nominado. I agree with Bowman on what you said earlier that the faculty regent is not just the representative of the faculty. While ultimately representing our sector, dapat holistic yung pagtingin din ng faculty regent sa kanyang pagdidesisyon, lalo na sa Board of Regents. Kaya yung katanungan ko ay may kinalaman sa usapin ng kontraktualisasyon na kinakaharap sa hanay natin ng mga lecturers. Isang usapin din to, mga issues ng mga lecturers. Anong masasabi natin tungkol dito? Pangalawa, yung nakaamba na Joint Circular number 1 na makakaapekto dun sa mas marami pang mga reps at mga kawani. And alam naman natin na bagamat ibang sektor sila, ultimately in our research projects, in everything that we do, mahalaga yung papel ng ating mga URA, mga UR, mga extension specialists at iba pa na gumagampan ng mga trabaho na nakakatulong sa ating gawaing pang-akademiko. At malaking issue ito para sa kanila. Ano pong masasabi niyo tungkol dito? At kung maaari magpahabol, ano rin po ang inyong plataforma hinggil sa kalusugan at wellness para sa ating mga faculty?
Okay, so Professor Guillermo?
Doon sa una, ay ikalawang tanong muna yung e-hope. Sa kasalukuyan, meron tayong e-hope kung saan pwede tayong, kung magkasakit tayo, pwede tayong mag-apply para makakuha ng suporta sa paggagamot. Ngayon, ang mungkahi, dapat magmungkahi tayo ng pagbabago pa rin sa e-hope. Bagamat, mas maganda ito doon sa dating FAPE. Yung una ay yung hospitalization na makakuha ka lamang ng e-hope kapag na-hospitalize ka. Marami na kasing ngayong mga treatment o kaya mga sakit na hindi nangangailangan ng hospitalization. Halimbawa, kung may cancer o iba pang mga malubhang sakit o kaya dialysis, hindi naman nangangailangan na ng hospitalization ito. Sana ma-expand yung e-hope para yung mga ganyang klaseng mga sakit ay matugunan pa rin. Yung isa pang aspekto ng e-hope na kailangan nating baguhin ay, halimbawa, paglabas mo ng ospital, kailangan mo rin ng maintenance. Maintenance mga medicine. So, sana ma-expand ito para yung mga maintenance na kinakailangan natin. Nakalabas nga tayong ospital, nabigyan tayo ng suporta ng e-hope. Nakalabas tayo, wala man tayong maintenance, kailangan din nakapaloob doon sa e-hope ang suporta para sa maintenance natin, maintenance drugs. Ikatlo, ang problema ngayon sa e-hope din ay kailangan tayo maglabas ng pera. At yung kailangan, gawin na lang no cash out policy. Yung universidad na kaagad, yung tutugon doon sa pangangailangan ng ating mga guro at mga kawani na nagkakasakit. Meron tayong mga konkretong mungkahi, kaugnay nito. Ngayon, yung isang narinig namin palagi sa iba't ibang mga CU natin, kaugnay ng e-hope, ay yung relative value unit, na tinatawag. Isang kategorya ito na nagtatakda ng halaga ng bawat yung doctor's fees para sa mga particular na mga treatment na may scale. Problema daw dito ay kapag nasa pribadong ospital ka o kaya nasa ibang lugar ng Pilipinas, ay hindi ito nasusunod. Sa PGH, pwede na sundan itong RVU. Pero sa ibang mga lugar sa Pilipinas, kung saan walang madaling access sa PGH, hindi umaabot yung nakatakdang halaga para sa mga particular na treatment doon sa kinakailangan ng ating mga guro. Kaya sa konkreto, kinakailangan nating maghanap ng mga revision doon sa usapin na yon. Ngayon, kaugnay ng contractualisasyon. Alam naman natin, kung tingnan natin ng Estados Unidos, napaka-contractualisado ng teaching staff. 70% ng mga guro sa US ay tinatawag na contingent faculty. Their jobs are contingent on need. It may be the case that one semester you're hired, the other semester you're not because you're not needed. Contingent faculty. Ang nangyari dito, napakalaki ng epekto nito sa moral ng mga teaching staff, napakalaki ng epekto sa kanilang professional development and growth, napakalaki ng exclusion na nadarama nila sa usapin ng intellectual scholarly milieu. Sila ay naisasantabi. Kawawa ang maraming mga guro sa Estados Unidos. Huwag naman nating gayahin ang ganong klaseng sistema. Nang mga guro ay tuloy-tuloy pwedeng ma-renew, pero wala sa tenure track. Walang maasahan na tenure sa hinaharap. If you reach the age of 40, for example, in the US, and you're not yet tenured, it's probable that you won't be tenured at all. Kaya, kailangan wag nating gayahin ang modelo. It's already a proven, very bad model. Kailangan natin ipagtanggol ang tenure institution sa ating universidad because that's also the basis for academic freedom, for fearless inquiry into all aspects of human knowledge. Kaya tenure is very important, at minsan yung usapin ng no employer-employee relationship, kaugnay ng mga lecturers, pinag-uusapan din natin yan, ano ba talaga, yung talagang lecturers ba, walang employer-employee relationship. When someone, a teacher teaches our students, is it possible that that teacher checking papers, giving grades, doesn't have any employer-employee relationship with the university? Yan yung ilang mga question that we have to ask. Ngayon sa Joint Circular number 1, ay napakabigat nito, dahil nga mga hulugan nito ng individual contract of service ay hindi na masyadong importante o hindi na masyadong kikilalanin. Ang kailangan, yung ating mga kukuning contractual ay may agency na panggagalingan. Kailangan papasok sa agency bago natin sila makukuha bilang mga contractual. Kaya, imbes na maging permanente sila sa atin, maging permanente daw sila sa mga ahensya. Maraming mga problema na tayong napag-iisipan tungkol sa ganitong mekanismo. Sa College of Science, malaking impact sa kanilang mga researchers, sa kanilang mga lab workers, kapag ganito ang naging proseso. Sa ngayon, salamat, at mukhang ang tindig ng UP ay ipagpaliban ang implementasyon nito sa ating pamantasan. Pero sa pangkalahatan, kung tingnan natin yung polisiya na yan, imbes na i-regularize natin, ay i-regularize sa agency, tingin ko ay hindi pa rin magandang direksyon iyon. Kailangan patuloy ang ating universidad na tumitindig para sa regularisasyon ng mga manggagawa at pagkilala ng mga karapatan ng mga manggagawa sa seguridad sa trabaho. Yun lang naman.
Sagutin ko muna yung wellness. One, the other way you could think of it is through may konting benefits tayo. Nung director ako sa NIP, sinabi ko, hindi pwede na tayo ay magkakasakit. Hindi pwede na if workplace natin would allow you to get sick. So, we have to come up with seminars of the healthy lifestyle. Ang mga nakita kong minsan, isang instructor ko, kumakain na lang ng noodles. Sinabi ko, madali yan, pero magkakaroon ka ng bato later on. You have to realize. So, we can empower them by giving up these seminars of what is a healthy lifestyle and to try to follow it up. So, minsan, nag-invite kami ng mga doktor kung ano yung pwedeng kainin, ano yung tamang pagkain. And then the other one I stressed is most of our faculty, unfortunately, do not have the financial literacy. Hindi nila alam paano mag-calculate ng kanilang retirement. Hindi nila alam mag-calculate ng investment. Akala nila lahat ng kanilang retirement manggagaling lang sa UP. So I instituted a program in our department where we invited financial managers talking about insurance, talking about investment. Bata pa, Sabi ko sa inyo, magaling kayo sa math, pero yung approximation nyo ng compounded interest, mali. Hindi nyo ma-predict. So, if it's instituted to all universities, to all campus, that would be a big help to our faculty. Nobody takes, tingnan natin, tinanong ko sa faculty ko, ilan sa inyo nagbibigay ng pera sa Provident Fund? 100 pesos. 9%, 6% ang interest ng Provident Fund, bibigay mo 100 pesos. No? The way of spending money, we should assist our faculty. Magaling sila siguro sa math, pero sa ibang finances, hindi. Tulungan natin. Pakita natin lahat ng options of benefits that we can get from the university. So that's my take on how to take advantage of this wellness. No? Mas madaling i-prevent ang sakit if you have a healthy lifestyle. We promote for that. No? We take care, we note. No? Baka mamaya yung scheduling natin, hindi na sila makakain, kaya instant noodles na lang bibigay natin. Huwag naman. No? Or sa gabi, or maaga yung klase, 7 o'clock. With the traffic here, what time are you going to wake up to get to UP at 7 kung ang bahay mo ay nasa Las Piñas? Alas 5? That's not a healthy lifestyle. We have to be aware of the environment that we live in. Now, contractualization, it's not good. It provides another layer where people will be taken advantage of. No? Magbabayad ka sa agency para lang makatrabaho. We train people to handle our accounts, and now they have to go to an agency. No? Pagkano kakaltasin nila? So it's bad. If in the long term pag-isipan, no, hindi nakakatulong doon sa tao. Mas konti pa ang kanyang pera kasi there's another layer of bureaucracy that will take a cut from their meager already salaries. Regarding the lecturer position, I can understand ito yung maging pinaglalabanan lagi, or what I'd like the departments to think about. What do you think of the instructor position? Is it a job or is it a scholarship? Is it a means for the younger faculty to get their degree, or is it just a way to fill in this required teaching load? I think most of the time we've always thought of that. Pangturo lang sila. Fill them up with 12 units. Get a lecturer. Bakit? Kailangan natin ng kulang tayo. Give him 9 units. At the end of 2 years, tapon natin. That should not be the case. We value our instructor by providing them with enough resources so that they will get the degree. We take them as instructors because we think that they will become our future faculty, tenured faculty members. So, it should be ingrained to our units. That is the mindset. Our lecturers, yes, temporary siguro sila. But ang mindset natin is, dapat hindi naman sila maging forever BS na lang. Tapos lecturer, sinayang yung buhay nila. Ginamit nyo lang sila. UP should not be known for that.
Okay. Thank you po. So we're extending for 15 more minutes because we started late din naman po. There's a question from UP Visayas, Tacloban College. Pero before this, siguro muna tayo. Si Prof. Torrecampo, and then this.
For Dr. Arnel Salvador, I think I'm going to ask what is practically a cliche already in our college. No? What is your more concrete program for the arts and the humanities? And Vice, maybe Dr. or Professor Bauman Guillermo, for the sciences. And then another question that is for Dr. Guillermo. I am a bit worried because the way I see the work that you've been doing, you might actually have done and are doing more work in your current commitment. So in many ways, how can we also see that while now towing the line of administration, we will have such innovativeness and reformist perspectives also coming from you? And for both of you, what is your concrete plan for remaining on the ground? Because we usually lose our faculty regents to the high tower once they get elected or appointed.
Okay. Who would like to answer first?
Okay. Ang background ko physics, but there is a lot of areas there that is very similar to the arts. Meron ho kami mga fields na sasabihin ng gobyerno, walang saysay. It will not add anything to the economy. But I firmly believe that that kind of work actually makes us human because tendency natin magtanong. No? So I encourage our faculty who are in that area, don't worry about what the government is saying na walang silbi yan. It will find a way. You inspire. Your work actually is needed by my students because then it shows the beauty of nature in a very, very nice equation. Same thing for the arts. I value them because in a way, for utilitarian purpose, no, they give direction to my students. Bakit ka pupunta sa Pilipinas? Where will you learn the beauty of a song Tagalog? That makes you stay. Sinabi ko nga sila in the YouTube, no? Okay, so let's work hard. Tapos, what is expected from you? I keep on saying to them, yung nasabi ko sa YouTube, inako ng aking ina ang dingding na butas. Pinangako ko sa aking mga supling ang maningning na bukas. Think of that. Sa inyo yan. You came in the lab with equipment prepared. What's your role? Make it better for the next generation. Saan magagaling yun? Doon, sa ibang state universities. Yung high schooler doon na nagbubuting-ting tumalapit sa atin paano gumalaw ang magnet, yun ang ating magiging estudyante. But where these ideas come from? They don't come from the sciences. Culture and arts enriches our lives. They are important. I want the faculty here in UP to prosper. I want them to have time to write those novels, those essays, those critics, those analysis. Paano magpundar ang isang nanay na nandun sa isang lugar? Hindi ko alam. But if I know that, I can understand. Bakit itong batang lumapit sa akin? Walang baon. It all comes down. That's what makes us human. So there is no, I do not see any conflict between the arts and science. We need them, they need us. It makes our education complete. Sabi ko nga sa mga estudyante ko, hanapin nyo yung pinakamahirap na teacher sa English, sa Filipino, o sa arts. Bakit? Matututo kayo doon. Huwag kayong maghanap ng teacher na bibigyan ng uno. Yung pinakamahirap. Because you can relate it to the work that we do. So there is no dichotomy. I'd like to promote that. We'd hope that the policies in the university should never be one-sided, that one facet always gets the part of the pie. In the end, we suffer if one discipline is favored. We will be like, tawag ko doon, yung taong isa lang kamay. Right? It's not normal. No? It's not normal that you're good in the science, but you're not good in the arts and literature.
Okay, Professor Guillermo.
Pwedeng ulitin yung ikalawang tanong. Hindi ko masyadong nakuha yung ikalawa. Yung... Yes. Okay. Yeah. Doon sa number 1 sa science, syempre nalalaman ng mga taga-science kung yung pangunahing kinakailangan nila. At kinakailangan din, syempre bilang mga magkakaibang disiplina, magkaroon tayo ng higit na interaksyon, pag-uusap. Siguro isang kailangan natin talagang paunlarin pa, umuunlad na rin sa ating universidad, ay yung usapin ng interdisciplinary, multidisciplinary. Alam nyo, dahil kasi hindi lang tumutubo mula sa mga hiwa-hiwalay na disiplina ang mga inobasyon, ang mga bagay na nadidiscover natin. That happens when they come in contact with each other. When sparks are generated from the contact between different knowledges and disciplines. Kaya kailangan natin ng higit na pagpapaunlad ng interdisciplinary interaction sa teaching, research, extension work. Tuloy-tuloy na. Alam ko naman, it's highly valued in our institution now. But we should foster it even more. Kasi ang pakiramdam natin pa rin ngayon ay kanya-kanya tayong mga kolehiyo, kanya-kanya tayong departamento, ang konti ng ating interaksyon. Pero nakasalalay ang adventure of knowledge together, no? Sharing what we can with each other. Ako nasa Kaya siguro makakatulong din kung meron tayong boses doon sa itaas. Doon sa usapin ng patuloy na komunikasyon doon sa nakararami, ay nariyan naman yan, may mga mekanismo tayo. Kailangan natin ng tuloy-tuloy na pag-ulat. No? Reporting about what's happening in the BOR. We shouldn't treat it as a kind of parang small group which makes big decisions. No? We should be accountable to, because the FR represents faculty, therefore should be accountable, should report, and most importantly, should consult with the faculty. So he or she should always remain in contact with a broader number of faculty, junior faculty, senior faculty, and from the different CUs also. So we'll try to develop that. Kasi mahalaga din dyan talaga na hindi tayo kakahon-kahon sa ating mga disiplina. Kailangan lumalabas tayo, nag-usap, ano mga problema natin sa iba't ibang kolehiyo, iba't ibang CU. We'll try to do that. I think we've had a lot of training doing this in the past. I think this will help us do it even as FR, just in case.
Okay, thank you. So, from Professor Joyce Dorado Alegre, of UP Visayas Tacloban College. Ang inyong lingkod po ay guro sa UP Visayas Tacloban College. Itanong ko po kung ano ang pananaw, suporta ng ating mga nominees tungkol sa pag-establish ng UP Visayas Santa Elena bilang autonomous CU sa Tacloban na magsisimula sana po bilang UP Tacloban as autonomous college. Tumutulong po ngayon sa paghanda ng proposal ang FR Patricia Arinto. Sang-ayon naman po ang UPV Chancellor Babaran. PS, UPV Santa Elena in Tacloban is envisioned as a model for a resilient university campus. The urgent impetus to build this is that UPVTC has been in the Yolanda Ground Zero. UPVTC constituency is Yolanda Disaster Survivor Community.
Nung naganap nga yung storm surge, yung Yolanda doon sa UP Tacloban, mga 2 linggo pagkaraan noon, nagpunta na kami, para tingnan yung kalagayan ng ating mga guro. Talagang may imagine nyo yung kalagayan noon, pagkaraan ng 2 linggo pa lamang, ng pagkawasak ng matindi ng buong lugar. Parang nuclear bomb, talagang napatag yung buong area. Nakatayo pa rin si Oblation doon sa ating campus doon. Pero napakalapit talaga niya doon sa karagatan. Napaka-delikado talaga ng kanyang posisyon. Bagamat nailigtas naman yung mga building, pero nawasak. Alam niyo, nawasak yung kanilang mga nakatago na archives. Ang archives ng kanilang kasaysayan. Yung archives, mga dyaryo at iba pang mga materyales na sana ay bahagi ng pag-aaral ng kasaysayan ng Tacloban at ng UP Tacloban. At nakausap ko nga si Professor Joyce Alegre noon. They were still in shock over what happened. They survived this disaster. So, malinaw, hindi talaga pwede magpatuloy ang kinalalagyan niya. Napakadelikado ng kanyang kinalalagyan sa tabing dagat. Kahit napakaganda, maganda ngang tingnan. Yun nga eh. Pero, so paglilipat na ito, tumagal. At nagkaroon ng ilang mga problema rin kaugnay ng mga mga utilities, mga kuryente, mga tubig. Medyo malayo kasi ang campus. Pero tutuwa ako na sa ngayon ay umuusad na. Ang nangangailangan ng talaga natin siguro ay matiyak na ang lahat ng kakailangan ng mga guro, mga estudyante at staff doon ay ganap na matugunan. Para kahit malayo-layo yung kanilang campus, ay hindi naman maging inaccessible. At kahit malayo-layo, ay magkaroon naman ng sapat na access sa lahat ng kinakailangan para sa pananaliksik. Sa paggawa ng matino ng trabaho bilang mga guro at bilang isang gawaing institusyong pang-akademiko. Kaya kung ano pa man ang kakailanganin nila ron para matalagang maitindig, maitayo ang bagong kanilang mga gusali, ang bagong lokasyon ay suportado talaga natin ito. Dahil sa simulat sa pool, nandun na tayo. Nakita pa nga natin yung malaking barko doon sa mismong kalsada, nung panahon na yun. Kami yung pinakauna, nagaling sa system na UP na nagpunta doon sa disaster area. And we know, and we sympathize, and we want them to overcome this tragedy.
Professor Salvador?
Yeah, I think it was in the May 2018 BOR meeting that this issue was discussed. Anything that is coming from the ground up, we should support because these are the people who know best. Experience shows that if the faculty is dedicated, then they will be able to achieve what they want. UP Tacloban has the history of starting small, and they were able to enlarge and became not just, I think, under the UP president, but they were able to become independent. So with the experience of the faculty there, I think we should support their initiatives. I have no problem. I think that they have the resources. No, they have the resilience. They have the capacity, and they have the will to make UP Tacloban go further.
Okay, thank you. We can accommodate one more question, and that's from Professor Malyari.
Good morning. Aaron Malyari from the Department of History. We've been talking about tenure and protection of junior faculty, and we all know that one word that has been constantly used in relation to this issue is the question of collegiality. So maybe I would like to ask your own personal definition of collegiality, and I ask this in relation to my second question, which is about in the face of the threat of historical revisionism that is upon us, I would like to ask how the faculty regent will position himself if and when the question of the Marcoses and historical revisionism is put on the table at the Board of Regents. Thank you.
Okay, collegiality. To me, what it means is that we can agree to disagree, but at the end of the day, we're still agreeable. There are things that are academic in issues. We will have difference in opinion. But when we do our work, we just back it up with facts. At the end of the day, you don't agree with me, but still, these are my findings. That's it. We can disagree. If there is somebody from a different school of thought, and then you'd like to get that guy out because of the issue of collegiality, or think of issues of that we cannot get along with him because his ideas are completely way off. That's not the way for university progress. We are tested on ideas, not on personalities. If it stands the test, then it should be okay.
Professor Guillermo?
Doon sa usapin ng collegiality at na may kinalaman din sa ating junior faculty, nalalaman naman natin, siguro kailangan ding banggitin, na minsan ay nagagamit ang tinatawag na criterion ng collegiality para magdesisyon kaugnay ng tenure o kaya ng renewal pa nga. Minsan napakataas ng ibinibigay na points para sa tinatawag ng collegiality. Kung kaya't, halimbawa, kung mababa ang puntos mo sa collegiality, di umano, maapektuhan ang iyong posibilidad ng pag-renew. Ang talagang problema, tama nga naman ang tanong, ay ano ba definisyon ng collegiality? Hindi ba ito, ibig sabihin ito, mga parang friendly tayo sa isa't isa, nangingitian, ganun lang ba ibig sabihin ng collegiality? Tingin ko, yun ay isang malabong pagtingin. Ang tingin ko dito ay fundamental sa ideya ng collegiality, yung ideya na tayo ay colleagues. Tayo ay magkakapantay sa universidad na ito. Tayo ay ang mismong ideya ng collegiality, nakapaloob na dyan ng usapin ng egalitarian na pagtingin natin sa isa't isa bilang mga practitioner ng ating mga discipline, practitioners ng ating science. Ibig sabihin nito, respect for each other. Diba? Kaya halimbawa, kung meron kang mga administrador na, kumbaga, guro muna naging administrador, mapapansin mo yung mga guro na naging administrador, marami sa kanila ay may taglay pa ring collegiality. Ibig sabihin, kahit administrador sila, ang trato nila sa inyo ay collegial. Yun nga yung maganda sa ating institusyon. Hindi sila nagiging parang mga mataas. O parang biglang hari na lang. Bigla. Kaya mahalaga yung ating ideya na colleagues tayo. Junior faculty, senior faculty, colleagues tayo, may mga karapatan. Kailangan nating pangalagaan ito sa ating interaction. Ito yung pinakamahalaga para may sulong natin yung ating gawaing intelektual sa ating pamantasan. Kaya kapag nami-misuse ang collegiality na nagagamit ito para halimbawa sa usapin ng desisyon ng tenure at iba pa, yan nga yung kailangan nating pag-usapan. Hanggang saan ba at ano ba yung mga definisyon ng collegiality sa ating mga departamento o sa mga kolehiyo. Ikalawang tanong, kaugnay ng historical revisionism. Napakaganda nung ginawang aktibidad nitong nakaraan sa Sunken Garden, nung na-convict si Imelda, kaugnay ng mga kaso ng pagtago ng malaking pera, $5 to $10 billion in 7 Swiss bank accounts. At nagkaroon ng nanawagan siyempre ang ating magigiting na Departamento ng Kasaysayan, na talagang sa bawat usapin ng historical revisionism ay kaagad-agad kumikilos. Magaling ang Departamento ng Kasaysayan, pero dapat tulong-tulungan tayo dito. Pwede sila manguna, pero sabayan natin. Sumunod tayo kaagad, o kahit pa maglabas na rin tayo agad ng ating mga posisyon. Kaya nung nagkaroon ng bonfire dito sa Sunken Garden, ay naroon yung ating panawagan. Panawagan natin na hindi lamang dapat nasa papel ang desisyon na ito. Kailangan may implikasyon para sa patuloy na kapangyarihan, patuloy na pamamayagpag ng mga Marcos sa ating buhay pampolitika. At ang isang panawagan dito siyempre ay panagutin ang dapat managot. Dahil yun lang ang paraan kung paano yung mga nakaupo sa kapangyarihan na dati ay dapat namang nanagot na, ay patuloy na gumagawa ng paraan na baguhin ang kasaysayan. Dahil nasa pwesto ng kapangyarihan, maaaring baluktutin ang ating kasaysayan. Kaya ano pa man ang lumitaw sa BOR na mga issues kaugnay nito, ay sasanggunian natin ang ating mga kasamahan, ang ating mga nasa social sciences, nasa history, nasa humanities at iba pa. Tingnan natin kung ano yung mga tindig na magagawa natin para maiwasan itong historical revisionism. Dahil ano ba yung ating universidad? Isinusulong natin ay katotohanang pangkasaysayan. Hindi natin gagawin ang ating trabaho kapag talikdan natin itong napakahalagang tungkulin natin. Sa kabila ng lahat ng fake news, kailangan ng ating universidad ay maging tagapagtaguyod ng totoo. Maraming salamat.
Okay. Professor Salvador, would you like to?
No?
Okay. So, at this point, we are ending the open forum. Pasalamatan po natin ng matindi ang ating nominees para sa isang napaka-produktibong umaga. Maraming salamat po, Professor Salvador, Professor Guillermo. Maraming salamat din po sa mga nag-participate dito sa auditorium at of course, yung ating mga live chatters, no, from the different CUs. Thank you very much po.
Thank you. So this brings our, I guess, our event to near its end. Let me call on Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs, Dr. Evangeline Amor, for the closing remarks.
Okay, thank you. Again, thank you to our nominees who's present this morning. So maybe we'd like to invite the nominees to sit down in front so we can see the reminders. We'll make some reminders, show some reminders. So first, thank you muna po, acknowledgement to all those who made this possible. Of course, I'd like to acknowledge the Committee on the Selection of the Faculty Regent Logistics Committee. Yun po yung committee in charge of the implementation of the faculty regent selection. Lahat po ay nag-step up kahit na short notice for this forum. So we have, of course, Dr. Manuel Ramos as moderator. And then Professor Tess Payongayong. As MC, Dr. Ramos. Tess Payongayong as moderator, assisted by Professor Lansangan, also as moderator managing the chat. And our support staff, Miss Elsa and Mr. Mac. I'd like to specially acknowledge ILC Diliman, again headed by Dr. Lansangan and the staff of ILC Diliman for making the live streaming possible. So thank you to the members from the other constituent units. I was informed that there were about 40 who participated or who tuned in to our live streaming. And of course, to our audience here, thank you very much for coming over and participating in this very important event. So I hope that we will have, with this exercise, we come up with informed decision when we do our voting. So some reminders. Again, the CVs and plans of action are available at the website of UP System. And this is also available at the online voting site, the frevs.up.edu.ph. And then we will ask permission from our nominees, especially Dr. Salvador, if it's okay to upload the presentation that he made earlier. So if he says yes, then we'll put it up also in the website. So again, instructions for online voting. You have to use the @up.edu.ph account in order to participate in the online voting. If you have any problem accessing the FREV's website, you can contact the ITDC through this email address, helpdesk@up.edu.ph, or call VOIP 4468 for UP Diliman. And then you can contact local computer or IT center for assistance regarding password. And then just a reminder for the schedule. This is in the memo, the OVPAA, but I just like to remind us for UP Diliman, our schedule for electronic voting starts this afternoon. So it's from November 12, 4:01 p.m. up to November 14, 4 p.m. And then for the manual voting, we will have 2 days beginning tomorrow. So it's November 13 and 14 from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. And the canvassing of the manual votes will happen all at the same time across the different CUs on November 15, Friday, beginning after 4 p.m. And the results of the manual voting will be turned over to the Office of the Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs on November 15 by 5 p.m. So with that, again, thank you very much to everyone, and a pleasant good morning.
Sorry. Before everybody leaves, let's sing UP Naming Mahal.
Meron po tayong snacks sa labas. So may I invite you to pagyamanin po natin yung snacks na meron. Hello.